I've been running this channel for approximately 5 years, and in that period of time, I've learned a few things. One of the things is that every now and then you have technical difficulties. I know, right? One of those things that can go wrong is your audio. Every now and then you push record, you record audio, then you go to edit it, and for some reason the audio is not there. In the instance of tonight, there's like 2 seconds of audio at the beginning, 2 seconds of audio at the end, and nothing in between. The microphone is on. Don't know what happened. Maybe it's something with the capture card. Who knows? When it's a good movie, and I feel like I've done a mediocre or decent review, and I have a second shot at doing it again, sometimes I'm like, okay, cool, I can like maybe do a little bit better and throw some different ideas in there and mix things up and maybe just do a more polished and better review the second time around. And then there's like a crappy movie, and it means that I have to talk about that crappy movie again. So today we're going to talk about the movie Him, and I'm going to tell you why it sucks again. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new piece of content. When I first saw the trailer for the movie Him, I was struck by something very interesting, which is that it was very like heavily pushed as a from producer Jordan Peele type situation. Now, Jordan Peele is a fine director. He's done, I believe, 3 movies: Get Out, Us, and Nope. I feel like I'm missing one in there somewhere, but I don't really care. He doesn't have like this long, incredible history, but just even if you do, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? Steven Spielberg is one of the most decorated film directors living today and one of the greatest of all time. And he has produced some really bad Transformers movies, even though the first 3 are great. So that doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. So I was interested, like, right, Jordan Peele's producing this movie. He has a very distinct like style and feel and type of taste for his films. And so like maybe it kind of feels like one of those movies. The problem with this movie is everything. The story is really dumb, and I'm like your target audience. I love horror movies. I love sports, particularly football. I'm clearly wearing a Denver Broncos hat, which means I'm a fan of the team, and my entire Sunday like lives and dies based on how they perform in a football game that shouldn't really impact me at all, but unreasonably does. So I am like the target audience for this. I also love horror movies, so the idea of like a horror sports movie is actually kind of interesting, but you have to execute it well, and Him does not. It doesn't do anything right. This movie, it looks like a series of cuts that were meant to be in like a trailer. What I mean is that like this movie is almost like a series of interconnected like trailer shots and beats just stitched together and then called a movie. So it's completely disjointed. The storytelling is like all over the place. It does not tell the story that it tries to tell well at all. The movie is like an hour and a half long, and it legitimately felt like it was 2.5 hours. Scenes just dragged and felt overly long and unnecessary. I didn't care about any of the characters. I will say Marlon Wayans does his very best as like this kind of like at the end of his career, mid-40s quarterback who's like trying to decide whether he wants to hang up his cleats or play another season or pass it along to our protagonist, who is this young, college-age athlete who watched the older grizzled veteran as he was growing up and wants to like follow in his footsteps. So obviously like that's kind of the basic plot of the movie. Our young protagonist does not go to the league combine for reasons that are kind of vague and stupid. So instead, the grizzled veteran invites him over to his like desert compound to like practice football for a week and decide if he wants to replace our star player. It's all really dumb and stupid and not well executed. And it's got kind of a similar like passing on genes bloodline thing that is happening in Get Out, and it just doesn't work. So this movie has a lot of problems. The acting is not very good apart from the effort by Marlon Wayans. And this movie also, I really feel like horror movies kind of live and die by their endings. A lot of horror movies don't succeed because they don't know how to finish their story. And the problem with this movie is it has that like kind of stereotypical big, explosive, hyper-violent ending. But the problem is that is not earned. If you're gonna have that like gut-wrenching punch of a scene, it has to be like well developed and it has to lead up to that, and it simply doesn't in this movie. This is a bad movie. You probably shouldn't watch it. If you want to, good luck. And if you have, I'm sorry, but please sound up in the comments. Let me know. Am I way off base? Is this like the greatest horror movie you've ever seen? Is it the perfect fusion of sports and horror? It's not. But if you think it is, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Thank you for watching.